Let me clear something up for you. Gray market GLP-1s are not the same as compounded GLP-1 peptides. Not all GLP-1s are created equal, and I have such an important message you need to hear if you're using GLP-1s. So you can get a GLP-1 through a prescription. It can come from either the regular pharmacy, or you can get it compounded, and it can come from a compounding pharmacy. When that happens, compounding pharmacies are highly regulated. They're regulated through the state that they reside in. Those can be called 503A or 503B pharmacies. When it comes from a regulated compounding pharmacy, that means that they have very strict standards. It's always going to come to you pre-mixed with a label on it with exact instructions. Let's talk about what gray market is. Gray market is where you get online, you don't have to have a prescription, and you purchase this from a random website, Facebook page, etc. It's not regulated in any way, usually comes shipped to you from overseas, and more importantly, it's not usually pre-mixed. Okay, let me tell you something so scary about gray market peptides. So they recently did a study on semaglutide that was bought on the gray market. It was pretty small, but every single one of the vials that they bought, they tested them, and they all tested positive for something called endotoxins. Now, endotoxins are toxic fragments of bacteria that make their way into compounds when they're not made properly. Best case scenario, when you inject an endotoxin into your body, it causes a lot of inflammation. Worst case scenario, it causes fever, chills, and even organ damage. Okay, the bad news doesn't stop there, because when they studied those same bottles, only 7 to 14% of what was in the bottle was actually semaglutide. So not only were these heavily contaminated with toxins, but they also weren't even what they say they were. Okay, so how do you know the difference in what you're getting? So if you want to go with a compounded GLP-1, there are lots of legitimate options out there. A compound is always going to require a prescription. It's going to require a consultation with a healthcare provider. It will come from a pharmacy with a label on it, and it will always be pre-mixed with exact instructions for you. Gray market, you're going to be able to buy those without a prescription or consultation, and it usually comes to you not mixed up, and you have to reconstitute it, which is usually like your own kind of science experiment where you're trying to figure out how much to put in there and mix it up. Like, don't even get me started on how dangerous that is. So I've talked to a lot of people. They are concerned about going to a compounded option because they are confused and they think that all compounds are unsafe, and that's not true at all. There are some legitimate options that are good, and I do have some options for you over here if that is going to save you money. But please do not go the gray route, because gray market peptides are a no-go for your health. So I want you to hit that follow button right here if you want to hear about all the safe GLP-1 options for your journey.